Buddy, I just wanted to share kind of a rethink I had concerning goals, objectives, action steps, the whole idea of self improvement and how we systematically get there. Because I'm having a rethink based on kind of my very stoic belief that there are things in life that we can control and things in life that we can't control. Now, I think there are many more things we can't control than maybe the general kind of thought in society is. I mean, I think we have a thought nowadays if something's difficult, then that means we can't control it. No, it just means it's difficult. I mean, something being difficult doesn't mean you can't control it. You know, but there are things we can't control. So when I'm thinking about, because traditionally when we think about goals, we think a goal would be lose 5 pounds in a month, which is a goal of mine. Okay. Another goal may be to find a job that I'm happy with, that it makes enough money to pay the bills. I mean, you know, that may be what's considered a goal. And then traditionally the objectives or action steps would be the way to get there. So for the diet, it would be something along the lines of, eating less, working out more. In my case, less carbs and sugar, not focusing on certain foods that are heavy in both of those things, trying to stay around 2,000 calories a day, walking at least 10,000 steps, working out 5 times a week. That's kind of my action steps to get to the goal of what we consider action steps. In the case of the job, it's doing the research, taking courses or classes or whatever to gain needed skills, trying to set up interviews, you know. But again, both of those have things that. So those would be the steps. But the thing is like with the losing weight, there's more to losing weight than just that. Those things will definitely help. I'll get to that later. I mean, those are the things we need to do, that I need to do in order to lose weight. But there's more to it, and we sometimes those things kind of get in our way. Same thing with the job. I mean, the job market right now is bad. It's been bad mostly for a while, except when it hasn't. But it seems like it's trended more bad than good recently, and now with AI and everything. So it may be beyond my control to get a job, or to get a job that really satisfies the need or whatever. I may have to compromise on some things. So what I'm thinking is, instead of having the goal be the weight loss or the obtaining of a job, the goal should be the things that I'm doing to get there, the process, because it's establishing good habits, but also it's something that I can control, so I can measure it. I can say, 2,000 calories a day most days. I'm gym 5 times, 10,000 steps, not a lot of carbs or sugar or sweets. Have I done those things? I can measure them and I can hold myself accountable for them. A number on a scale I can't always completely control. I can create the conditions in which that number is going to go down, but I can't control those completely. There are things in my body that, just processes and stuff and maybe if I knew exactly what to do, but I don't know those things. So until I know them, and doing the research is part of it, and the rethink that I'll talk about, but so those are things that I can't control. So I'm just focusing on, am I doing those things I need to do? Same thing with the job hunt. Am I researching the jobs? Am I contacting potential employers? Am I setting up interviews? Am I doing the courses that allow me to be more marketable? Those are the things I'm going to set as goals, because those are the things I can measure, and I can say, am I doing these or am I not doing these? Those are the things I can control. I'm going to kind of divest myself from the things I can't control and just understand I can't control them. Now, here's the rub, though. The desired outcome is still important, so we're going to get back to that desired outcome. Okay, if I'm not seeing the weight loss, I'm not discouraged because I'm meeting the goals that I've set for myself, but I still have to think about, are the action steps, are the goals that I've set up, the steps, the exercise, the eating adjustments, have those things led to weight loss? If they haven't, then I need to think, okay, do I need to do more? Do I need to have a different strategy? Do I need to set different goals in order to achieve the desired outcome? Same thing with the job. Do I need to look somewhere different? Do I need to work harder, or do I need to work smarter and set up a different process? So those things are definitely things that are in play. We got to evaluate those after a time, after we've given it a good time too. I don't think necessarily, oh, 1 week I didn't lose the weight, let me just rethink everything. No, give it a few weeks, see the process play out. Sometimes it takes a bit, and of course weight is very unpredictable anyway, so it's like you have to look at it over time. you know you have to look at trends, not necessarily was this number this day, this number this day, oh, this is a little higher, the whole thing's a failure. That's not the way it works. Water retention, different, just physiological things. Maybe you're a little sick one day and you're not the next. Maybe, whatever. You just ate, you didn't eat, you ate, it's stuck in whatever. There's a lot of things that change. But over time, if you're not seeing the process, then look at, okay, what can I do differently? What goals can I set that are going to help me achieve the desired outcome? And then the final step, and I think this is a very important one, when you're meeting the goals that I've set, those actionable steps that I can take that I'm setting as goals, because those are the things I hold myself accountable for. Like, again, back to the diet, eating well, less 2,000 calories, less sugar, less carbs, more protein, more fiber, not too many sweets, very rare, going to the gym, all that sort of stuff, what other benefits am I receiving beyond just progress toward the desired outcome? So if I'm not getting the desired outcome, but what am I getting? Well, in the case of losing weight, I may not be losing the weight, but I'm getting better eating habits. I didn't gain weight, which is very well possible. If I'm doing things differently and I'm not losing weight, that means that there's a pretty decent chance I'd be gaining weight if I stopped doing those things. If I just kind of went back to my bad habits. So at least I'm staving off regression, I guess, so to speak. I'm learning discipline. These are all things. These are things to celebrate, to say this is how I'm progressing as a person, even though the desired outcome isn't happening right now. Same thing with the job. I'm gaining experience with research. I'm gaining experience with interviews. If I had interviews, I'm gaining skills. Maybe that I wouldn't necessarily gain. I probably wouldn't learn medical coding otherwise, but maybe I learned it to try a good job. But now I have that skill. It may come into play later. There'll probably be other times when I will be looking for a job or seeking employment where I might be able to go back to that, and maybe that will be the opportunity. So celebrating those other outcomes, not the desired outcome, but those other positive outcomes from setting the goals and meeting the goals, I think are very important, because it provides that reinforcement that we are doing what we need to do. And I just want to mention something quick. I had this so I had originally 3 goals, and the third one was, find a romantic partner. But I didn't use it. And the reason I didn't use it because it doesn't work, because that should never be a goal or a desired outcome, at least in terms of like focus. Because here's why: as a desired outcome in this thing, the process I've described, there is no goals or steps that should be taken specifically for the purpose of finding a romantic partner. It might be the inspiration to do some of these things, which is okay. It's not the best inspiration, but it's okay but it's self-improvement. It's just being a better me, or being a better you. That's what it's going to take. You might join Match, or maybe slightly, and I do mean slightly, readjusting your social calendar to provide more opportunities to meet potential partners. Aside from that, there is nothing to really do specifically for saying, okay, I'm going to find a romantic partner. There's nothing we should be doing about that. We should just be improving for the sake of improving, being better versions of us for the strict purpose of being better versions of us. And if the romantic partner comes, that's great, and we're better able to we're presenting a better person that they're going to have a relationship with, and we're going to be better in that relationship. But it should never be a desired outcome, because we should just be trying to be better versions of ourselves regardless, and what happens. There may be a few adjustments slightly, which is fine, but in general. So I just think by doing this, I think we change the psychology, and we kind of remove the things that we can't control, so we can celebrate our successes, because then there are successes. If I spend a whole week and I stick to 2,000 calories and I stick to the 5 times a week, all that, I've accomplished something. It doesn't matter what the scale says. I could have gained 2 pounds. I've still accomplished something. I've pushed myself, and I've done something positive for my health, regardless of what the result is. Again, we want the outcome to be the outcome. Of course, we want that desired outcome and rethink it and kind of see where I can tweak, to make it better, but I've still accomplished something. And that still deserves a kind of me pat on the back. I mean, just understand, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm doing the things I need to do. And if I trust the process, as Nick Saban always said, and other coaches say, trust the process and the results will come. And I firmly believe that. But just understanding that the things that I can't control, I can't control. And if I worry about them, I'm not going to see the progress and not going to be able to measure how I'm actually doing in the things I can control, which are the things that I'm responsible for and should hold myself accountable for. And it wasn't perfect, but that's the best way I can explain it. So I'm going to post this one and we're going to see what happens. I hope it was helpful to somebody. I'm not any sort of life coach or anything, just something I thought about and I'm just going to focus on. Setting goals that I can control whether I meet the goal or not. I have that complete control. There's very little, if any, outside interference in that. And I think my mental health will benefit because of that. And I'll be accomplishing more and getting more of those desired outcomes or getting closer to them certainly than I would otherwise. So there you go. Have a great day, everybody.